Get it pulled up on mine. Does it have the thumbnail I added?
Just looks like the same as before.
Really?
It's fine.
I added one this time. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. Earlier we came on and everything wasn't working, so I think we've got everything set up to work. So I am going to be creating some journaling cards while we test this live streaming and see if we have sound and video. Mine's not working. Is yours? Oh, I didn't pull that up. Can you come do that for me? Okay.
Go to the top.
Where?
Like the top, docs, chat. Okay. And then close out your stream.
So I'm just going to start out by cutting out some of these these little cards that I purchased from Artymaze, and I purchased these from her Kofi, and I thought it'd be fun to make some journaling cards using these as my focal points. And this was just a sheet of little cards with the flowers. I don't even remember the name, but this is one of her newer digitals on Kofi. Okay, Bryson, I'm going to ask you if it's working for you because it quit on mine. It ended on mine. No, it ended on mine, though. Okay. Well, I'm going to try this on my... I'm trying to watch it on my iPad as well to make sure that the live is working. Okay, I've got it now. Sorry, guys. So, like I said, I got these from Artymaze from her Kofi site, and I wish I remembered. I don't think it's labeled on here. I got several today. So I got these flowers, and then this is a butterfly kit. And so what I've done so far is I've gone ahead, you get a whole sheet of butterflies as well. I've gone ahead and cut out all of the larger butterflies that was on the sheet so I could use those. And I've gone ahead and cut out some of the cards. And then with the butterflies, you also got these larger cards, and then you got a sheet of the smaller cards. And I thought that would make really good focal points. And I forgot that I had all these cut out. We've been working on this video all afternoon and trying to, so I'm going to go ahead and start using those. I'm going to go ahead and start crafting. But we've been trying to get the live set up and do some tests. And then once we got it working, we decided to go ahead and feed the dogs and cats so that maybe they would let me craft. And so is my camera, just hold on just a second. Looks a bit crooked, but hopefully it'll be all right. Okay, so if you are watching, be sure to say hi in the chat. Let me know if you can see and hear me. And so I have my son. He is watching as well, so he will be in the chat as well. His name is Bryson, and he's the one that helped me get all this set up today. We tried some different software, and it didn't work, so we're trying a different one now, so I'm hoping this one's working. So I've got this shoebox here, this plastic storage box, shoebox, and it's just full of scraps that I throw in it when I get through crafting, when I make cards or anything. So I'm going to use those today to make my journaling cards and tags and different things. So I'm just going to pull out scraps from there, and then I'm going to collage over top, and then the back will have a color to it. And some of them may be white when I find the white ones in there. Find my paper trimmer again because I want to cut this one down. Let's see, maybe right. I'm just going to eyeball everything. I just want some straight lines when I do this. So let's just get started. I was creating a journal over the weekend. I haven't made a journal in a long time, and I decided to do a journal swap. And so I was working on the weekend, and I needed some journaling cards, and I was doing this, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Hi, Vicki. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for commenting. Lets me know that people can see me and hear me. Like I said, we're just testing this out. This is the first time going live, and so I wasn't really sure how to set everything up. So I do appreciate you commenting and let me know that you're there. And I'm trying to watch some screens also while I'm crafting to see that everything is working. Earlier we had some trouble with the mic, and then we had trouble with the software. So, and there may be just a little delay here. I'm going to have to get used to that. I think that's how it normally is. But hopefully everything's moving along on the screen for you. Earlier it was super slow, so my hands would be barely moving. So I just like to collage, and I did let some of the edge show, and I may not since this one is such a bright yellow. So I'm going to start out letting some of the edge show, and then if I don't like it, we can cover it up. And I've got different, didn't show you, but I have different color papers. I have, this was a dictionary, and then I have, this was like and I really tore it up trying to tear the pages out. This was just like a nature book, and then I have another plant book, and then I have some sheet music. And so what I like to do is I try to use like books that I know that there's not going to be like bad words in it or anything that I wouldn't want on a journaling card, because it's hard for me to just notice what's on the paper. And this is what I was afraid of. So when I get to crafting, my Basset Hound, you can hear her, she wants to be back here with me. So we may have to let her come back here. Bryson may have to go get her and let her join us. I don't know. I was hoping that she would take a nap since she had supper, and I thought, well, maybe that would, let me try this glue. I thought that maybe that would help her take a nap and be real quiet while I did this. So we'll have to see. It's a little too warm to let them play outside right now. I let them play outside this morning, but it's gotten too warm this afternoon to let them be out there. They're in the sun, and I don't want them getting too hot. So I'm just going to pull in different sheets here. So what is the weather like where you're at? It's about 85 here today. So does this sound okay, Vicki? I know earlier there was like a kind of like a fuzz in the background, and I think it was because it was going through the mic on my laptop, and my laptop, it's always running. The fan on it's always running. So we're trying to switch it over to the phone or the camera, and I use my phone as a camera. So I'm hoping that there's not a lot of sound in the background. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. There's a lot more to this than I ever realized when I decided to try it. But Bryson's really good on the computer, so let me see. Do I want that one or a different one? He's really good on the computer, so he was able to help me. He's actually the one that helps me get my video set up and things too, so I can record. Without him, I don't think I could do any of this. He's a little computer whiz. Let's see here. I'm just going to find a piece big enough here. And then I'll probably ink the edges too. So I think I'm going to leave that yellow showing because I have some flowers that have the yellow in them. So I think that will go good together. I haven't even tested this. And I don't have the journaling cards to show you that I made over the weekend because those, I sent out the journal this morning. So I was really excited to get that in the mail. But I did create a few little cards, and I was using a My Porch Prints kit for that one. So I just went looking this morning for some, or this afternoon for some focal points, and I found these from Artymaze, and I really like them. And I could use with this one, I could use the yellow flowers, and I may want to find a label or something to put on here. Need something more, I think. And I did do these butterflies. Let me see. I may need a smaller. I cut out all the larger ones, but we may need a smaller one. I wonder what that would look like. I kind of like that. Let me find my. Gotta find my sponge here and my ink. I thought I had everything with me. Just want to ink where when I was trimming it out, I left a little bit of white edge. I don't know if you can see that. So I just want to ink around it just a little bit to cover the edge. Most of the edges look inked that already. It's just the little white edge that I didn't get totally off. So I'm just going to add this as my focal point. These are really easy. It's really simple, but it's fun. It's to use up your scraps. And also, so what I was doing this weekend was I was just using the scraps left over from where I made the journal. I had little strips of music sheets and little strips of little pieces of paper left over from the journal pages I trimmed off. And so I just used all the scraps to make these. So you wouldn't have to actually print out more things. You could just use the scraps you had laying around. But today, since I was going live and I'd never done it, I thought I'd better have some good focal points so it's easy to put together. So I'm just going to ink around there, just to add a little bit. And you could always ink the backs, but I'm not going to do that on camera right now because we'll make some more journaling cards instead. But we could just ink back here and just frame it out a little bit. I think that looks pretty. I love these prints here with the flowers. They've got so many different flowers. And I forget, I only printed out, I think, 2 of the sheets, but I forgot how many sheets come in it. I think it might be 4. But don't hold me to it, I can't remember. But it's some gorgeous flowers. And I think these would go with so many different journals. So that's why I like those too. So I think that's cute. It's one way to use up our scraps too. Use up the scrap bin. And so I had, here's laying in there. I thought this could be a tag. So we're kind of going to do the same thing over and over. But hopefully we'll work on these and maybe some others will join us and we can just craft together. Hopefully, let me know if you're in the chat. Let me know if you're crafting today. Just craft along with me. Just grab some scraps and start collaging. So I'm just going to add that there. Trying to make sure this looks straight because this is a scrap. I may need to square all my scraps up before I start collaging them, which I could always trim it down afterwards as well. Oops. Still messed up even though I was trying to square it up. There we go. And then that looks right. Yeah, that's, well, let's check this in too. Really doesn't matter though. I'm going to, once I collage it, I think I'll just clip the edges. I'll have to look for my punch. I'm looking above my shelf now. The only problem is my camera is attached to the shelf above us. So I'm going to have to just wait a moment and see because I don't want to shake the camera. I think I'm going to use this glue today because this one is running low and I probably need to refill it. I see we have several in the watching. Be sure to leave me a message in the chat here and say hi and let me know, have you been crafting today or are you crafting while you're watching? What have you been up to? I'm having trouble getting this glue out too. I spent most of the day cleaning And then part of the afternoon we've been working on trying to figure out how to go live, me and my son. It did take a lot longer than we realized it was going to. We had a few hiccups along the way, but hopefully it's working now. And if you're just joining me, what I'm doing is I'm just using different color book pages. I've got lighter ones and darker ones, and they're just dictionary pages and nature pages and music sheets. And so what I was saying earlier was I use those so that I don't really have to worry about really a lot of bad words or different things. I mean, it still, I guess, could be some things on a dictionary page, but not as much as it would be in books and things. So I like to use those as my background papers, so I don't really have to read as I'm going. And I like to choose pages that have, turn it sideways. I like to use pages that have different colors to them, so that so I'm kind of making a neutral background right now, and then I'm just adding a focal point. And so I'm using some of these different pieces from Artymaze. So I went on there and went shopping on her Kofi. I think I'm saying that right. It's either Kofi or Kofi. I don't know. It's spelled K-O-F-I. So I just thought I'd do that today. And so I'm making a tag now. I'm still looking for my punch. I have a punch that I absolutely love that cuts these corners. So I'm going to may have to stand up in just a moment and look to find it so that I can add it. This is a great project for scraps. Now, if you're just hopping on, this is my scrap bin from where I make cards and make all kinds of different things, and my die cuts and different things. So I decided today I'm getting way too many scraps and I never use them. So I thought, let's use those to make some journaling cards. And I had done that over the weekend. So just trying to get you caught up. I see there's some more watching now. So you may have, hopefully if you've already been watching, it doesn't bother you that I had to repeat. And thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to comment in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. That's the fun thing about going live, I think, and that's the reason I've been wanting to go live, is just to hang out and chat with you all and to hear from you. So just say hi, or let me know where you're watching from, or let me know what the weather's like where you're at, any of those things. So there is just that's really fast. This is a fun way to make up a bunch of journal cards or collaged, journal cards or tags or anything like that. So I may get Bryson to help me real quick. Bryson, can you see if they're at my punches up here? Okay, I'm going to stand up real quick and look. I don't want to shake the camera, but I was looking for my punch to punch the edges. I may have to wait till later. I'll just have to cut it with scissors because I don't want to shake the camera too bad. I was climbing up there. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm not sure how to do that, Bryson. Oh, that's correct. Thank you, Bryson. So Bryson went ahead and put a link to, did you click on it, make sure it worked, honey?
Yeah,
and you saw like these papers and things?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bryson went ahead and put a link to Artymaze Kofi. I'm not connected or associated with it, but I did want to share in case you like them and wanted to check it out too. But he put a link there so you could see what I'm actually using. But he's trying to help me out today. So let's see. I might want to ink around that in a second. So now these, I'm going to have to put a couple of things on here. Just going to look around and see. I've got butterflies, and I may have to go digging in my stash as well. Hopefully I don't mess up anything. I'm just going to try to pull my labels out. But who knows if I can do that. I thought I had pulled everything out that I was going to use. Here's some labels. I do have some stickers and things, not stickers, I mean stamps and things I could use too, to add a little bit to the background. Maybe this is where I get so indecisive, not sure how I want to do it. We could just add some lace too. I keep this on my desk. It's just like a, I think it was a Christmas ornament. DIY snow globe. Snow globe from the Dollar Tree. And so I just fill it with all kinds of lace bits so that if I need anything, I don't have to get up and start digging through my drawers. I think that would look good down there. So let's add that first. So I'm just going to add some of my Fabri-Tac. I love Fabri-Tac. I use it with fabric, but I also just use it with on paper. I love using it. It is a little pricey. I've never tried to compare though. Is it more pricey than our white glue, which is, this is art glitter glue or barely art glue. I refill it each time with something different depending on what I have. I think right now what I have is art glitter glue, but I'm not certain. But I just kind of go back and forth with either one of those. And so that's what I use. But a lot of times I just use this with paper and fabric, especially if I'm doing fabric, and then I just start using it with my paper. But like I said, I forget sometimes when I'm talking. But like I said, I've never really priced it to see which one is a better price. I'm trying to find my punch. I thought we'd go ahead and punch a hole in this. And bear with me, guys. I have never done lives. And when I do my videos, I'm trying to see here. When I do my videos, you know, you can edit it and stuff. And so hopefully this is okay. Let's see here. Just going to punch a hole there, and then we'll figure out what we're going to put in it. And I don't know if I want this one. Maybe that flower. Just looking around for where the rest of my butterflies are. I may want a smaller butterfly. I don't know. Let me see. I do have some stamps, but I think that we have so much print in the background, I don't know that a stamp's really going to help. Oh, I brought these stamps out. This is an old stamp. I don't even know if you can find these anymore, but this is an old Faux Bunny stamp. I don't know if it tells what year, but, I mean, if you want to look for it, there's the item number it says. And I'm not sure. Stitches stamps. So it's got little stitches. I thought I'd try that on these today just to see. I'm going to put the stitches first, just in case I totally mess it up. I won't have glued my piece on yet. Let's see. So it's got different types of stitches. Let's try just like this little zigzag stitch. I like to sew around, and I may sew around some of these later, but like the ones I stamp I won't, but I'm just going to try stamping it with stitches. Now, I probably shouldn't be testing something like this live because I haven't even done this before. I've used one of the stamps before, so I may be totally messing this up, but we will see. This is just old book pages anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm going to take one of the strips that I cut off of my papers, and I am sorry, I am a very messy crafter, so hopefully you're okay with all this mess. Hopefully it doesn't bother you, but I'm just messy when I'm crafting, and then when I get done, I just gather it all up and put it where it goes. So most of the time. Actually, right now, if you look around, I've been making, I was working on a journal all weekend, and so if you look around my craft room, it is pretty much a hot mess. So it's a good thing you can't see behind me. So I could do it in black, or do I want to do that in brown? I'm thinking I want to do it in brown, so I may have a little black left when I do it, but I kind of like that. We'll see what it looks like. Now I gotta look for my brown ink. Okay. So let's see here. I'm about to get really messy. I'll have ink all over my fingers. So I'm not gonna get on my lace though. I'll just stamp off. Let's just see what that looks like. And it doesn't have to be straight, because when I stitch it, it's not straight. And I'm not too crazy about that on there. I think it needs some stitches as well, like some straight stitches, like some of these. Maybe like a messy stitch. Let's try that. This is how I craft a lot, is I just play. I just try different things. And the good thing is, these book pages and things, I always get nervous if I'm using like my really good cardstock. But that's the thing about using book pages and printables, is I know I can print more, and the book pages, I have a bookstore that I go and shop at, And you can get these books, well, sometimes there's a freebie in that a lot of the dictionaries and things are in. I kind of like that. The dictionaries and things are in, and then the other books are only, you know, like $1 or less. So I don't get as nervous, you know, when practicing and playing on them, because I know that I haven't lost a lot. But when it's scrapbook paper, like Stamperia and some of those more pricier papers, then I get really nervous because I'm like, what if I mess up? I don't want to mess up my pack of paper. I like that. So it kind of, can you see it? Kind of looks like stitches. I think that's cute. Let's move some of this aside. I'm wishing these were kind of like that. I have to make sure I make a journal card that fits those. Let me look around here. Oh, I like this one. Maybe we add that one there. I think that's pretty. We can keep them as simple as we want or add more. And I may go back later and add some little flowers. I don't want to get up and go digging through my drawers now. That when I get to crafting, that's what happens. I realize that, you know, I want to get other things out. So that's a little hard thing about being live. Let's see. Use tacky glue for decades. Now, I used to use Aleene's. The only thing is I'm sometimes a little heavy with the glue, and so I cause my paper to wrinkle. But I do like Aleene's as well. Do you remember the craft show from Aleene's, the Aleene's craft show that used to come on years ago? I used to watch her all the time, and so I've used her glue for years. But then I switched over when I was doing like the book pages and stuff. I guess I add too much, and I need to not add as much, and it probably wouldn't wrinkle. But I've seen a lot of people using it, and that's supposed to be really good glue too. So you watched? Did you watch it? I loved watching Aleene's. My kids were little, so it was around lunchtime, nap time. So once they got through eating, then we'd watch it and they would take a nap. And so I used to love to watch it. That's been years and years ago though. Well, actually I say my kids, I didn't have my other two then. It was just my oldest, which is 28 years old, and then my nephew who stayed with me during the day. And so we used to watch Aleene's, and I love that show. That's probably, I don't know how many years it's now been, 20-some years. I was looking for these little things here. I think I'm just going to put those instead of an eyelet today because I don't need to go looking for all those things. So let's see. I'm just going to ink a few of these. So I have them. Just add these. I like these. I had a bunch that were like the metallic, but I think I've used a lot of them up. I decided let's just ink these today and see. So then the back side is going to be cardstock, and I'll ink it later. But I like that. That's simple, but I do like that. I may have to cut out some of the smaller butterflies. It may be cute to add a butterfly, or maybe even add a button later or something like that. But I'll just use what I got today instead of keep digging things out. We could always add some of these Tim Holtz wordings as well, or sayings, I guess I should say. I love using these too. I've got 2 of these, and they've lasted me. I bought 2, and I've never even finished up the first pack, so they've lasted me a long time. I think I'll put that there. Be awesome today. So I've got 2 done. Oh yes, Vicki, I watched Cara Duvall. I was going to mention that too. I watched Cara Duvall as well. She came on in the morning, I think, and then Aleene's was in the afternoon. But oh, I love Cara Duvall. That was way before YouTube. Yeah, but she showed so many. That's probably where I learned my crafting from, to be honest, because I still remember her teaching how to fussy cut. So with the I don't know where my fussy cut scissors are right now, but she taught how to, you know, instead of just cutting to, I'm not as good as her explaining it, but to move your paper instead of your scissors. And I've always done that, and I've loved fussy cutting now. And but I did learn that from her. And a lot of my crafts crafting I learned from her, because back then I would try some of those things out. I didn't craft as much back then because I had little ones, and I really didn't have a craft space. But yeah, I loved Carol DeVille. So let's see, we have these two now. They're pretty. So let's see what we have in our scrap bin again. I'll pull it up here and let's just see. I don't know if I want one this dark of a background, but there's so much in here. I don't know if I can keep it on camera and show you. I may have to just set it to the side. But there is just bits and pieces from everything. Here's a light blue. That may go good with something. I try to use these up when I'm making cards as well, because a lot of these, the way they're cut, let me see what this one is. See, it measures 4, and I could just cut it, you know, for a card, it measures 4, and I could cut it, what, 5 1/4? Is that how it is for card? Most of the time I do A2 size. I can't remember the measurements right now. But I also thought it'd be fun to make some journaling cards today. So now I want to use these butterflies. So I think I'm going to make one go in this direction again. And once again, I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Let's just see if that looks like a good size. Okay. And like I said, I'll ink around these later. This is so pretty. Look at that. These are just gorgeous. I don't know if she has a kit that these go with. They are so pretty. Now, I also downloaded another kit from her today. It was like botanical pages, but I didn't want to have to sit and fussy cut on camera, and I didn't really have time to cut all those out, so I didn't bring those with me. But I'm going to print those out, and I'll have those in a video sometime soon. Trying to decide, do I want this one to be squared off? I may hang this over the edges so that I can just trim around it and none of the blue shows on the front. Or do I want the blue? Should I have the blue show on the front? I'm not sure. That might be, it might be pretty because we have the blue in the flowers and things. So let's just tear the edges a little bit. Now for this one, I'm thinking about pulling in some of the book pages that also doesn't have wording so that we can stamp it, because I wanted to add some stamping today. So yeah, we'll just do it like that. Actually, I want to square up that edge. This edge is already pretty much straight, so let's just do this one. I love using my tearing ruler too. This is probably one of my most used and favorite tools. Well, paper trimmers use the most probably, but I do love using my tear ruler. Oops, let me set that over there. Well, it sounds like all of my dogs went to sleep, so I'm glad they're not fussing. So this one has more white. This book was really having issues today when I was trying to tear it out. So I'm just going to take some of this, and then we could stamp it. And I like getting the page numbers in it too. Let's see. Where do we want to add that though? Maybe right in there. I don't know. Oops. Well, that got a little crooked. That's okay. Let me see this. It really doesn't matter because it's all going to be, it's going to be collaged all over. I don't know why. Sometimes I get to questioning it. Maybe I'll do one with, I see some of these have flowers and things on the back. Maybe we won't do just a totally neutral collage. Maybe one of them will have some color in the background too. I just love doing neutral collages. I was looking at some of the words on there. We might want to cover some of them up. But let's see. Maybe some sheet music. I'm going to try to, well, it's not going to be enough. I was going to say I'm going to try to leave a little bit of white there too. We might could stamp over that. Okay. Okay. I have a word I'm trying to cover now, and so that piece wasn't big enough. Just some words of the dictionary you really don't want on your page. It's nothing bad, but still, it's just not what I want on my card if I were to give it to someone. But I guess that will cover it up too. So, let's see. We have that there. I think that would be pretty. And then I want to bring in some stamping. I brought out different things here. Let's see here. I have this one from Tim Holtz that I don't use enough, and so I thought maybe we could put some numbers or something in there, but I'm not. Let me look around and see which one. Maybe we'll add, let me get my little stamping block, make it easier. So we'll add this number, and I think I'll just go with black ink for that, since the other text is black on there. I've got glue on that lid. So what if we do it this way, and then still want some other things on there. And like I said, I'm trying this out live. Maybe I should have tried this out first, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe some wording. We'll just stamp over like that. And I love using these stamps too. And then I have this stamp set. I have no idea where it came from, but it has like the little postage stamp things. And so I think I'll use that today too. If I can get open. It's a little rattly. Let's see, Paris. This is the one that says Paris. They're all different places. Maybe there. A little bit there. Maybe overdoing it. And how about this one? I'm trying to fill that space in now. And if I messed up, we'll just add some paper over top of it. What do you think? I don't know if I should have added 2 of the circles. The funny thing is, the same child that helps me with my computer stuff, I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video, that helps me get everything set up, it's the same one I call in here to ask him, like, does this look right? Does this go with this? And he's always there to help me. And he tells the truth too. He lets me know when it's a mess. So I'm trying to move some things out of the way so we can see. Oh, I didn't notice this till just now. I've forgotten. So these have little buttons. Maybe we add a little button stamp. Get a little carried away stamping. Maybe just like a 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. Maybe that one's not going to be my favorite one. We'll see. Maybe we add... We could... this is another little ruffle I had made, and it's just scraps. I don't know if that would look good on here or not. What do you think? Should I add the ruffle? Maybe some lace? There's a piece of little doily. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. If you're watching, just let me know in the comments what do you think? Which one, what should I use on it? Should I use the lace, or I don't know which one to use for this one. If I use the lace, we're going to cover that up, aren't we? Kind of like the lace going across the bottom. Maybe on the side. Okay, so let's just add this one, and then it's almost been, oh, it's already been 30 minutes, so probably gonna finish up with this one, and that means we got 3 done, but that's not too bad since this is the first time trying this live. So if I figure out, I didn't record this, so I'm not sure that this can, like I said, I'm still learning, so I'm not sure that this will be able to be on replay. So we will see. If it's on replay, you guys you'll be watching it later and seeing it. If not, then it won't be there. But maybe I can get it to go on replay so that you can, for those who missed the live, and then next time I do a live, I will try to announce it early. I didn't announce this anywhere because I was testing it. This was all a test. Oh, let's add some stitches to this one. But like I said, this was just a test today to see if I could get everything working, and it seems to be working. Well, hey Karen, is that how you say your name, Karen? I'm glad you found it. Thank you. So I don't know if you saw all 3 of them. Like I said, I am, this is my first time going live, so I'm still trying to learn all the equipment and, you know, to see the chat and things. But I wanted to try live because that's what I wanted to chat with you all as I craft. And so this is a stamp from Bo Bunny. It's like a little, looks like little stitches. So I'm going to add it around this one. And thank you for commenting, Karen. I appreciate that. It lets me know that somebody's there watching and I'm not just talking to myself. There is the, so that's how those little stitches do. I like that. A lot of times I sew around these, but I thought today I would try some of the stitches and see how it looked, and maybe not sew around them this time, just use the little stitches. I think I'll add some, I don't know if I add it to this one though. I may, let me see if I have room. I'm going to try it and see. I don't think it'll mess it up. It's very light brown anyway, so I think it'll be good. Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. It's a little bit harder than I realized it was going to be, which we tried earlier. My son helped me set it up, and we tried earlier doing the live, and we had issues with the sound and different things. And with the video, it was so, I don't know what you call it, laggy. Like, my hands were moving really slow. So it wasn't keeping up. So I think we figured it out though. So hopefully we can keep all these settings and I can try this again sometime. Because I want to do some lives. So that one, you see the stitches. I love how that looks. And this is that's a great, if you don't have a sewing machine, that'd be a great alternative to the stitching. But it's a very old stamp set. Thank you, Vicki. I appreciate you watching. So I think I'm going to finish up there because it's been 43 minutes. So I'm going to stop. We only got 3 made, but I had a lot of fun chatting with you all and crafting with you today. And like I said, I'm going to try to fix this so that it does, so you can watch it again. It'll be on the channel, but if I can figure out how to do it. But I may have should have hit record, so I don't know. So this might have been a one-time thing, but hopefully I will be back crafting again live. And this next time, like I said, I'll try to schedule it or you know, put on my Facebook page or my Instagram that I'm going live. But today I just wanted to do a test and see how it went, and I think it worked out. And I'm glad that you all have joined me and commented. I appreciate you commenting and let me know that you're there, and let me know that you could hear it and you could see it. That really helps because here me and Bryson can see it, but I don't know if it's just because on our internet, which I think he signed into his account to see, so that helped a little bit as well. So I appreciate you all watching, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later.